Hey everyone, I'm just here to do a quick concussion review with you. So that way we make sure that you are ready for this school year. We have a couple goals: be able to define what a concussion is, be able to identify some symptoms of a concussion, and be able to name who you should reach out to if you think you have a concussion. You might be like, Miss Natalie, why are we talking about this? A quick reminder: the state of Massachusetts requires all schools who have fitness class, which we do, and an athletics program, which we also have, to talk about concussions. Plus, it's just important for you to know what happens when you potentially get a concussion. As someone who has gotten a concussion in the past, it's really important to know what to do in that scenario. So, a concussion is a traumatic brain injury caused by a bump, blow, or jolt to the head or to the body. It doesn't need to be a direct blow to the head to cause a concussion. In a moment, I'm going to show you a video where a football player is tackled and his head hits the ground, but it was more the blow to the body that caused the concussion because it caused his head to hit something else. Oh, and a quick hello from my dog Holly. All right, so here is a quick video of a player getting a concussion. So notice how he gets it, what happens, the protective equipment he's wearing, and the after effects. So we're gonna cut to the actual play. You want to watch him right here, number 17. So he gets tackled. They're gonna show you it a few more times. And just watch the after effects. He struggles to get up. And then, so they mentioned he stays in the game. He actually goes on to continue to play, and you can tell visibly in the game that he gets very confused at different times, which are some of the after effects we'll talk about in a moment. So, is there any way to prevent a concussion? Long story short, no. There are some things you can do to limit the risk of a concussion, and those are wearing properly fitting sport appropriate headgear and safety equipment. So if you are playing football, wearing a helmet. If you're riding a bike, wearing a helmet. Sometimes mouth guards, things like that, can help prevent a concussion. Believe it or not, also strengthening your neck, being able to keep your head from the quick movements that might lead to a concussion can help to prevent a concussion. And if you think you have a concussion, the big thing here is to stop doing whatever you're doing immediately. If you have a concussion and then you continue to do the activity and you hit your head again or get that jolt to your body again, and it can further worsen the concussion, and it can be super dangerous. So while you can't prevent every concussion, things like helmets and mouth guards, other safety gear can reduce the risk of a more severe concussion, which is a brain injury. So what are some of the signs of a concussion? The biggest one, the most common one, is a headache. Things like nausea, vomiting, confusion, temporary loss of consciousness, so blacking out for a moment, being dizzy or lightheaded, blurry vision, having trouble seeing. Sometimes you might hear ringing in your ears. Sometimes looking at lights or hearing loud noises can be really painful for you, so you have a sensitivity to those things, feeling tired, or even changes in your sleep pattern. So if you usually sleep a lot, not being able to sleep quite as much, if you might sleep more than you normally do, or you might have trouble falling asleep. So what do you do if you think you have a concussion? First things first, stop doing whatever it is you were doing when you got the concussion. As I've already said, continuing to do what you did and potentially getting another blow to the head or body can be super devastating. Tell an adult. If you're at school, that could be Nurse Hardy, it could be me, it could be another teacher or another adult. If you're at a game, telling a coach or even another player, but telling someone that's there with you. And if you're outside of school or school activity, telling a family member. If you really do think you have a concussion, the best thing to do is to see a doctor so they can confirm it. And then what to do if you treat a concussion. These are all things doctors will tell you. They might tell you other things as well. But a really important one is limiting screen time. With a concussion, it's a brain injury. It's almost like a brain bruise, and we want to give our brain time to rest. Things like TVs, phones, computers take a lot of our focus, take a lot of our attention. So limiting those, giving our brain a chance to take a break is super important. Again,